Make sure your video is on, but that your audio is on mute, please. All right, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Judge Jessie Lal, and this is going to be the Orca's calendar for misdemeanor cases. This is June 1st, 2023 at 1:30 p.m. This is a list of cases in which individuals have already been accused of various misdemeanor offenses. Bonds have been set. The cases have been with us for a significant period of time. Today, we're going to find out what exactly is going on with these cases. If you are a defendant appearing either in the courtroom or on Zoom, please remember that you have a right to remain silent. Anything that you choose to say during the course of these proceedings, whether you're here in person or whether you're appearing virtually, your statements can and will be used against you. You have a right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one, you should have already spoken to the public defender's office to see if you qualify for appointed counsel. If you have not, we have members from the public defender's office present in the courtroom, Mr. Korn and Mr. Frank Gaither. Do I have a PD on the Zoom screen? No? Yes? Okay. So if you are appearing virtually, you would need to provide us with your email and phone number so that the public defense attorney can contact you and interview you to see if you qualify for their services. If you do not qualify for the public defender's office, then I hope you have already retained counsel to represent you. Because if you choose to waive the right to counsel and represent yourself, you are responsible for understanding how the law applies to the facts of your case. You are responsible for the impact of any legal decision that you make upon yourself, upon any other open cases you have against you, upon your job, upon your residency, or any other circumstances surrounding you. Unfortunately, I cannot give you legal advice, so it'll be your responsibility to make sure that you've either spoken to the public defender's office, I hear an echo myself, or that you have hired your own attorney. I'm going to be doing a roll call to find out what's going on with your cases. If you hear your name called, please make sure that you unmute your screen on Zoom to make sure that you're heard. Otherwise, if you're in the courtroom, please make sure that you stand up and very loudly say, "I'm present," okay? Certain individuals who are present on Zoom, I do not see your video. I see an individual on iPhone, Martine's iPhone. Now, if you are an attorney or a litigant, please make sure that your video is on. Okay, all right. Are there any private counsel in the courtroom? No, okay. I do see some private counsel, including someone who's been MIA for quite a significant period of time. Mr. Childress, good afternoon, sir. I can't hear you, Mr. Childress, you're on mute. There we go.
There we go.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. I've been hired by a gentleman by the name of Michael Scott Tucker, who was arrested in Johns Creek back in September of 2021. I've received a notice for a gentleman by the name of Turner, not Tucker.
Okay, that's probably why I couldn't find a Tucker on my calendar. Michael Turner, also known as Michael Tucker.
He is present with us, Judge.
And Mr. Tucker, you've been advised of your right to remain silent. Your attorney is Mr. Childress.
Yes,
And
Your Honor.
give me a moment, just a second to. Right calendar here. All right, so Ms. Riser, this case is Mr. Turner. Was that a misnomer?
It may be, Judge.
Right, I see the.
From what I was informed of, when Mr. Tucker's wife showed up at the jail, he was told she was told there was no Tucker here. So a staffer confused his name and put him down as Michael Tucker. And so he got to spend an extra day in jail for that. And then he was accused as Turner, but his rightful name is Tucker.
All right.
If this is the same person, that maybe they're, I don't know, because the paperwork I have
I'm
says
looking at his booking documents. Appears to be the same person.
his date of birth is the 23rd of June of 1967.
The summer of love.
June 23rd, 1967. That's correct. Almost as young as you, Mr. Children.
Almost. I think I'm the oldest person on the Zoom on the screen, or in the courthouse probably. I have received an offer from the state. I have not received any discovery. I filed a long time ago for that. I looked on the date. It was the 22nd of May. I was informed, but I don't see it. I've looked all over my files and sub-files.
Miss Reiser, are you the prosecutor for this matter?
I am, Judge, and I'm showing discovery was filed into Odyssey on May 22nd of 2023, and that should have been filed and served as well.
I do see initial discovery filed on. So, Mr. Childress,
Yes,
when
ma'am.
you enter entry of appearance, you would have access to Odyssey in order to retrieve the discovery that's e-filed. If you'd like to put your email to Miss Reiser, she's on the Zoom. Jordan Reiser, R-I-S-E-R.
Yes, ma'am, I see her.
She can send that to you directly to your email as well. And in the meantime, Ms. Reiser, you've got an offer has already been communicated?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. I can reset this to a final plea calendar. I see that your client has waived arraignment, or I can reset
Yes.
this to trial calendar. How would you like to proceed?
I truly believe we can resolve this short of a trial
Okay.
or motions, Judge. So if Ms. Reiser, can I just give you that right now? It's pretty short, my email address.
Yes.
It's my first name, Scott, and it's 5 letters, urngp.com.
urngp.com.
That's an acronym for You Are Not Guilty, period. Yes, it's the only marketing I do. Yes, if you could send that to me, once I review that, I feel we can come
All
to a
right.
resolution. Mr. Tucker has already done all of the typical normal steps and terms and conditions that would apply to a first DUI.
Okay, so I'm going to reset it to July 6th at 9 a.m. It's going to be also a Zoom calendar, and it'll be for a final plea.
Yes,
Of
ma'am.
course, if your client decides not to accept the plea, please let us know. We can take it off the calendar and reset it for a trial.
I will. Thank you very much, Judge. And
All right.
Ms. Reiser, will you be the person I'm interacting with from here on out?
What was the reset date, Judge?
July 6th at 9 a.m.
The final plea.
Yes.
That will be Sarita Gatiea.
Okay, the young lady who sent me the initial email. Okay,
Yes, and
Thank you.
she's just on vacation this week, so I'm covering for her. But I'm also sending you an evidence.com link with videos and pictures.
excellent. Thank you so much. I appreciate your courtesy. We will
Okay.
probably resolve this.
Sure,
Thank you,
Judge.
Judge.
Mr. Childress, do you have any
Yes, ma'am.
objection to appearing in person for a final plea? That way we can make sure the documents are all squared away.
No, Judge.
Okay.
I'm good with
So,
that.
please appear in courtroom G33 at 160 Prior Street. A notice will be sent to everyone. Final pleas are generally in person.
Yes, ma'am. Will do.
All right, Mr. Childress, you have a great afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you for your courtesy, Judge. Good to see you. Thank you, Ms. Reiser.
Ms.
May-
Kimball?
When we be excused?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
And Mr. Reiser, if there's a way that we can amend the accusation to reflect his correct name?
I'll do that.
And in our office, the clerk's office will update, also known as, Michael Tucker. All right, thank you.
I hope they would take that also known as off, because it's not, he wasn't trying to impersonate anyone else.
No, I clearly can see it's an inadvertent misnomer, so,
Well, sometimes these things get put on somebody's record and then it follows you around and all of a sudden it's, it could be problematic. So
we'll try to take care of it from our end. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Ms. Roger.
Ms. Kimball, good afternoon. What's
Good
your,
afternoon, Your Honor. I am here on behalf of Shane Finch, who is also on the line via Zoom.
okay. And this is position 8. Shane Roderick Finch is accused of theft by taking. And let me change that. Are you new counsel, Ms. Kimball, or?
No, we're all in the same firm. I believe the entry of appearance is either, I don't know if it's under Aaron Gersenzang or if it's under Ms. Luss.
It goes in thing, yes.
So
Okay.
I'm an attorney at that firm.
Okay. And with regards to this,
We received discovery from Ms. Reiser today. Thank you for sending that over. I didn't see an offer included. Not sure if it was, but I think that me and Ms. Reiser can get together to discuss the case
okay,
between now and maybe, I guess you could put us on which calendar, Ms. Reiser, you think would be the best to do for this particular case? Do you have an opinion about that?
I'm thinking final plea July 6th at 9 a.m.
That works for the state.
July 6th at 9 a.m. And is your client still living in Florida?
He is, Your Honor.
If need be, I'll take an absentia plea if y'all decide to go that route.
Okay, I just wanted to confirm also, is the discovery we received today complete, or is there anything else that you believe might be outstanding regarding the discovery?
From my knowledge, it's complete.
Okay, all right.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Kimball. Your client is free to go. We'll see you July 6th at 9 a.m. And like I said, he can do an absentia plea if that works out with him or her.
Sounds good. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Mr. Finch, you're free to go. Thank you. Are there any other private counsel on the Zoom?
Yes, Your Honor. Nigel Johnson here for Tamara Robinson.
Mara Robinson. All right, and Ms. Johnson, your client is Tamara Robinson.
Yes, Your Honor. She's here present on Zoom as well.
Sita, thank you. This is position 21 on the calendar. And Ms. Robinson was charged with DUI, let's say, reckless driving and following too closely. And you've got a motion for a speedy trial. And this is the status calendar. Looks like you just filed it today.
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
Let me see what's going on here. The case was accused in May of 2020. Matter was suspended due to the emergency order. When was the demand for a speedy trial filed?
No, we never filed a demand for a speedy trial. Today, we're filing a dismissal under the constitutional speedy trial, right?
Okay. I am going to reset this on for motions,
Okay,
and that would be July 20th. At 9 a.m. And this will have to be in person, not Zoom.
okay,
And In addition to, and is your client also doing a jury trial demand?
In April of 2021, we already had a court date and we announced ready for trial, April 2021, ready for a jury trial. We've been here to court and we announced ready about 2 years ago, Your Honor.
The case was reset on a status conference for further negotiations for GSP video. It wasn't scheduled on a trial calendar.
Well, when the judge asked us, I don't believe you were the judge on that. Yeah, she asked us, were we ready for trial? And we announced ready for trial. We'd had no further negotiations, no further anything. We announced ready for trial. The state asked us if we wanted to enter into a guilty plea for, DUI, let's say, for something of that sort. We declined that and we announced ready for trial in court. So, and that was in April 2021.
Okay, so I'm going to reset it for a motions calendar on July 20th at 9 a.m. I'm also going to set it down for a jury trial calendar.
Great.
We're going to produce a case management order. So if the case is disposed of at the motions matter in favor of the defendant, then it will be taken off the jury trial calendar. Otherwise, if not, then we will proceed to a jury trial and that date will be sent by notice.
Thank you.
And Judge, just because I know the note said something about an outstanding GSP video. I'm showing record that video was served on March 25th, 2021.
Yeah, that was served and we declined we have all the discovery and then we went to court in April and we announced ready for trial.
Okay, good. We'll see you on July 20th then, in person, both client and attorneys for motions, and contemporaneously it will be also scheduled for a jury trial. Thank you. And we'll do a case management order for that. Any other private attorneys on Zoom? Okay, Mr. Korn, let's begin with your cases, sir. Who do you have?
I'm head number 5 because covering Miss Helen.
So I can start from position 1, and if you. Is your case Robin Davis? 55?
Right, yes, that's Miss.
You know that case has been null cross. Is
Right.
Robin Davis in the courtroom? Or on Zoom, Robin Davis? James, excuse me, who's your next case?
Position 12, this was Mr. Rappoff's case,
All right,
but Miss Helen is handling it now and she's on leave today.
Miss Helen, okay.
Right, she just received the file and is asking for further notice.
I see Miss Shoshana Jenkins is present.
Yes,
I'm here.
All right, Ms. Jenkins, you're represented by the Public Defender's Office. Your attorney's name is going to be Patrice Hellen, H-E-L-L-E-N.
Patrice
Patrice, yes.
Helen.
H-E-L-L-E-N. And Catrice is C-A-T-R-I-C-E. Your former public defense counsel has left the Public Defender's Office, so you have new counsel. And your case is going to be reset for a final plea matter on July 6th at 9 a.m., where you would have to appear in person.
To 160 Prior Street.
160 Prior Street, courtroom G33.
Okay.
This is going to be for a final plea matter. Of course, you're not obligated to accept the plea offer. You'll speak to your attorney and see how we proceed from that. Ms. Reiser, is there any other outstanding discovery requests that have not been?
I just shared the link, the evidence.com link with the new public defender, so she will have it when she gets back from leave.
Okay.
And her name is Caprice Helen.
Patrice,
I'll send it to her in the chat.
All right. Mr. Shauna, look at the chat feature of your Zoom and you will see the information there. And Mr. Corn, please advise Ms. Helen that she will have a link to evidence.com.
I will do so, Judge. Thank you.
She be reaching out to me, or how would I get in contact with her?
Mr. Corn?
I don't have a phone number with me, so my guess is she'll contact, Ms. Helen will contact you, ma'am.
Okay, can we verify your email, Ms. Jenkins? Hang on, let me just pull it up. You don't have to read it out loud. I just want to feel like an alphabetical challenge.
It's okay. I can look it up and verify with her on the chat. But
Okay, all right. Ms. Jenkins, Ms. Redden will be communicating with you on the Zoom chat to verify your email and also to give you the attorney's name, okay?
Okay, yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Once you see it, you're free to go.
Thank you so much.
On your next case,
I have, this one is mine, number 16, Alex Malone.
all right, Alex Malone.
He's here.
All right, that's good.
In this case, we're gonna ask to be further notice of the trial calendar. Jury trial.
This is going to be further notice for a jury trial. A case management order to issue. And he is represented by Mr. Larry Corn. Thank you.
That's actually all that I had on my calendar, Judge.
All right. Mr. Malone, you'll get a notice to come back to court. Just make sure that your address and contact information are all current with us. Thank you. Okay, Mr. Corn, before I release you, I just need to know that whether they're going to be assigning you any more cases.
I'm not leaving, so it is a distinct possibility.
All right, thank you. Mr. Gaither,
Good afternoon, Judge.
good afternoon.
I have a case that used to be Mr. Rothboss as well, Rashard Langford, position 14.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just
And
received it.
Rashad Langford, is there Mr. Langford on Zoom? No, Mr. Langford here, all right, he's not present. And this used to be, did you say this is a case you've always had?
No, this used to be Mike Rothboss' case, Judge, and I just received the file, and I was just gonna say, I don't know what my client looks like, so if they were in court or on Zoom, please say so.
Looks like his notices were sent back.
Okay.
We have an Autumn Hills address and it was returned as undeliverable. Right, Ms. Riser,
State request bench warrant.
let me see, an amended accusation was filed on April 13th. Looks like there was a jury trial demand. Okay, Mr. Baker, I'm going to grant bench warrant. It's going to be $1,000 surety bond, 500 on each count. And if you do reach Mr. Langford, please go ahead and file the appropriate motion. You can reach out to Ms. Monica Redden. All right,
Will do, Judge.
thank you. Mr. Baker, your next case?
That's all the cases that I had, so I'll just stick around with Mr. Corn here and have some fun.
Mr. I see something on chat, Attorney Wright.
Yeah, sure.
All right, Mr. Wright, and you said your client is Mr. Modi, looks like. he
Yeah.
is present.
Yes, he's on the chat also, Judge. We were on yesterday.
Yeah, I
And I
remember him
wasn't sure
too.
if this was a repeat or if this is a different case.
Well, we had an Orca calendar yesterday, I had you are listed, was it a case ending in 2264?
I don't have the case number in front of me, Judge. I'm actually outside Judge Adams' courtroom, so I
Okay,
don't have the benefit of my file.
hang on, Mr. Let's see. On which.
it was scheduled for yesterday as well.
Okay. Did you address your case yesterday with?
Yes, Judge continued it till August on yesterday, and I wasn't sure if this was part of the same case or a different case, but we figured we'd show up just to make sure.
Yes,
It's the same case, Judge.
and it was reset to what date?
August, I want to say August 2nd, which was the next final plea, but I can't remember off the top of my head.
That sounds about right. I just don't have it in front of me.
That sounds right too, Judge. I was here and I think August 2nd was the reset date.
Yeah, I think that was the
Okay,
magical number.
Mr. Wright, you and your client are free to go, and I'm just gonna make a note that this case was reset to August 7th, 2023.
Okay, thank you so much, Judge.
All right. And then Mr. Gaither, you said you didn't have anyone else, right?
No, Judge.
Davida Claiborne, position number 3. And Ms. Claiborne, your attorney is who?
I don't have an attorney right now because I really wasn't sure what was going on with the case, because last time when I was in court, the prosecution requested more time, I think, for discovery. So I haven't really had any updates.
Let me see.
Okay.
So the last time your case was addressed was May 25th, 2021. And Judge Dixon instructed you to hire your own attorney.
Okay, well, can I just request a public defender at this point?
All right, Mr. Gaither, Mr. Cohen, how are you all communicating?
If she could put her email in the chat, I will send her an application.
All right, Ms. Claiborne, in the chat feature, you will see participant Lawrence Korn, Korn. You would need to put your email address to Mr. Korn and say request application for PD or request application for public defense.
Got a client here.
Ma'am with the baby, do you have a case with us?
Yes, my attorney name was Mr. Grace.
What's your name?
Desmond Parker.
Desmond Parker.
Destiny Parker.
Destiny Parker. Okay. And Mr. Gaither, I see you listed as counsel.
Yeah, you know what? And yeah, I remember.
We withdrew the bench warrant.
Right. But I didn't see that, but I didn't realize that case was on today's calendar.
What? I don't see it.
I don't see it either.
All right, well, Ms. Parker is here, so that's good. And motion to set aside the bench warrant, was that granted?
I believe that's the one that I sent.
Any objection to setting aside the bench warrant, Ms. Riser?
No objection.
All right, bench warrant is set aside. And do you have an offer for this case?
Let me ask a question, because no, I think, is this the only case or is there like another case? Is this the matter?
It was already set aside. That was the matter that we brought in person. It was set aside. I emailed the notice to both you and Ms. Parker and spoke with her. That's the reason why she's here in person. It was withdrawn. And
Was there another case though?
a different one outside of this one? No, this is the
Yes.
same one. It's the disorderly conduct.
She has 2 though. She has another
Right.
warrant out of judgment.
Exactly. That's why I think
Let me go ahead and issue an order setting aside the bench warrant,
okay.
just to clean the record.
Thank you.
Okay, and then,
Related case.
so next question, is there an offer from Ms. Parker?
Let me review the case because I didn't see it on today's calendar. So I'll review it and give it to Mr. Gaither.
And keep in mind, I really know nothing about either of the cases. The only involvement I had was that her name came up on the calendar. She wasn't present and then appeared. And then I filed the motion to recall the bench warrants, but haven't done anything because it wasn't set on the calendar yet.
All right, just FYI, Mr. Gaker, she's got a companion case 20 CR 0031521. And I'm going to go ahead and set aside the bench warrant in that case as well. So in the latter case I just indicated, 3152Y.
Correct.
The accusations for afraid. And the current case is for disorderly conduct. Okay, Ms. Parker, if you want to step outside and wait until your attorney gets more information. But right now, the prosecutor is considering what kind of offer they can make to you. Okay? But this is your attorney, Frank Gaither. All right? Do not go too far away. Thank you. All right. I'm going to take folks in the courtroom. Those who are on a Zoom, please wait. Sir, do you have a case with us? Gentleman in a blue shirt.
Yeah, my attorney didn't file a.
But tell me your name first, then I can. T-U-R-I.
Position warrant, Judge.
Okay. Last name helps, okay? Abdul.
Yeah.
Got it. Mr. Zuri Abdul Sabur, and your attorney is Michael Johnson. And so what were you going to tell me about your attorney?
Yeah, so he sent me, can I pull my phone out?
Tell me what you want to tell me about your attorney.
Yeah, so he was supposed to be on Zoom this morning, but he's headed to Chicago for his son's graduation, and his flight was delayed. So he texted me this morning to see if he filed a leave of absence, I think, but it wasn't filed. So I came here to ask for a reset for a new date.
All right. She already signed it. I'm going to reset it for a final plea calendar. And Ms. Riser, do you have, or will Ms. Gittier forward it to Attorney Johnson?
An offer?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was already created on May 22nd.
All right. Mr. Abdul Sabur, please let your attorney know that the case is reset to July 6th, 2023 at 9 a.m. Everyone needs to appear in person for a final plea. Your attorney already has the offer. He should be discussing it with you and let it, well, you need to contact the prosecutor if you're still waiting on any other documents. You'll be sent a notice.
Okay, so you said July 9 a.m.?
Oh, July 6th at 9 a.m. Do you have a pen and paper?
No.
Do you have a phone?
Yes.
Pull it up, pull your calendar up. We set to July 6th at 9 a.m. for a final plea.
Still G33?
G33. FYI, make sure you have all discovery. Just write that down. We'll know what it means.
And we both have to be in person?
Correct.
Perfect. All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Just 1 second, Ms. Gold. Okay. All right. Yes, ma'am.
My name is Caitlin Lambert.
Lambert.
My attorney is Mike Radcliffe.
Right, Walker?
I've been trying to call him for.
Just 1 second, just 1 second. Miss Caitlin Lambert, your case has been closed. It's been what we call non-cross. There's no outstanding matter against you. You're clear.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, couple is seated in the front row. Yes,
Ralph Lytle. Ralph Lytle.
Lytle.
Position 15, y'all.
Which one of our?
Okay. And Mr. Lytle, your attorney is George Thomas White. Where's Mr. White? Did you know your attorney was Mr.
Is he a
White?
public defender?
He was.
Okay. Judge, that was apparently our case. It's still would be our case. So we'll talk to Mr. Lytle and figure out what's going on.
Okay.
It's your turn. I'll take some.
Looks like there was a bench warrant matter, but it's been closed out. So. Ms. Riser, do you have a plea offer in this case?
I'm sorry, Judge, what position was that?
1-5.
Yes, that was emailed to all of the PDs on May 22nd.
Who?
All the public defenders, so Attorney Haddad, Attorney Helen, Warren, Gaither.
You all have had it?
Let's see if I have.
Received
Yeah,
it?
let me see if I have it.
It was from Sarita.
Would Mr. Corn and Mr. Gaither be listed in that or is it just automatically? I don't know.
Well, probably because Sarita knew that the public defender was representing them, but she didn't know which public defender was assigned to the case.
You got it?
We have it.
All right,
Okay.
so, Mr. Lytle, you're represented by the Public Defender's Office. One of these gentlemen will be speaking to you, just to tell you what's the status of the case. All right, thank you.
Right.
All right, you both are together? Sir, the gentleman in the black and well, the short sleeve black shirt, yeah, your name?
Jose, I'm here to audience, my girlfriend, she has a child at two. The lawyer too that I can come here, so I can speak as a defendant. I'm sure I'm able to.
So you are not the defendant. What's the girlfriend's name?
Rosario Fernandez.
Rosario Fernandez, and let me see, make sure she's on this calendar. Is it a C calendar, Matthew? Is she already been arrested?
Yes,
When was she arrested?
yesterday, she turned herself in.
Okay, it's a C calendar. If was already started. Sir, you have to appear via Zoom. Those cases are handled via Zoom. And they're being done
Now.
at, everyone's at the jail.
Okay.
So if you have a moment, we can. Who do I? You can email it to me, Joe. I don't know whether they've reached a case yet, but Miss Redden is going to print up the Zoom link. Then you can connect with it on your phone. You may do so outside. Okay, thank you. You might not want to go until you get the Zoom link.
Go on.
Have a seat and then we'll give you the Zoom link.
Okay.
And that's Mr. Jenkins, right?
No, I'm like.
Oh, Malone. Okay, sorry. Okay, that takes care of the court. Is there anybody else in the courtroom whom I've not called? Okay. All right, some of these individuals, I see a Shanita Wertz, W-E-R-T-S.
Good afternoon, Judge.
Ms. Wertz, who is your attorney?
I don't have an attorney. I was trying to get it on this case. Is almost 9 years old.
Okay, so you've had 9 years to find an attorney. So what's going on?
No, my information, I don't even know which citation this is for. I was given 2 citations at the time of the accident. I was arrested for one. The other one, they sent information to addresses where I was no longer living. I didn't have any information on this case for some years now. I'm trying to get updated. Honestly, so much is going on. It's all happened the same year my mother passed. I just forgot about this case over the years, honestly.
You had a bench warrant issued on February 13th, 2023 for failure to appear.
Yes, that's what
Oh.
that was sent to an address where I no longer live. I didn't know.
December. Okay, yeah. This case is set for, to be set for a jury trial.
Did I plead not guilty or something?
Yeah.
But when?
Do you want to see if you qualify for the services of the public defender's office?
Sure.
All right.
Ma'am, if you could put your, unmute.
Go to the chat feature and you click on the participant Lawrence Korn, K-O-R-N.
Snarty look, talking about I had 9 years to get an attorney.
I can hear everything you're saying.
I was saying it. Yes, ma'am. Because I mean, that was saying I had 9 years to get an attorney.
If you don't want an attorney, you have every right to waive your right to counsel and represent yourself and proceed self-represented. That's entirely up to you. What would you like to do? Ms. Wertz, I'm asking you a question.
My email in the chat, ma'am.
All right, so we're going to mute your screen. And Mr. Korn, I think will be emailing.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Dewberry?
Yes, Your Honor, how you doing?
Mr. Dewberry, your attorney is with the Public Defender's Office.
Yes, that should be here. They were there the last court day. I was under the proposition that they were gonna be here.
Who is going to be here?
It was a public defender that was there the last court date. When I spoke with my pretrial officer, they told me that the same public defender should be here.
All right, looks like
You know
you
who
got
got
a
the
bad
public?
address on you.
Yeah, it was one of ours.
Okay.
Okay.
You said a bad address?
No, don't worry about it. Something else. Okay, Mr. Korn or Mr. Gaither,
You don't talk to him?
Yeah, I'll talk to him, Judge. If you can
will do.
do.
Mr. Dewberry,
Yes, ma'am.
PD, which stands for Public Defense Attorney, Mr. Frank Gaither. He's also on the Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
If you can put your email and your phone number to Mr. Frank Gaither, as well as your current mailing address. Don't send it to everyone, just send it to participant Frank Gaither.
Frank Gaither.
Yeah, and he will speak to you.
Okay, I'm sending that over right now, Judge.
All right, and he will reach out to you. Do not leave the Zoom. Please mute your screen.
Thank you.
I have a Malcolm W. So is it Malcolm Williams?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Williams, you've been advised of your right to remain silent, but except to one matter. Who is your attorney?
I do not have one at this moment. I would like to request time to get my own legal counsel or a request a public defender.
All right, if you would like to put your name, your email, your phone number, and your current address to Mr. Lawrence Korn on the chat feature.
Lawrence Korn.
With a K.
With a K, Korn with a K.
Okay, and you said email, phone number, and
Email, phone number, and current mailing address.
okay, doing that now.
That was condition 26.
Why don't you not
All
understand?
right, you cannot leave the Zoom until you have spoken or communicated with Mr. Korn, and then I find out the status of your case. All right?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you do not qualify, you will need to retain a private attorney and your case will be scheduled for trial. So good luck. Please mute your screen. I have a Francis iPhone. Ma'am, if you'd like to unmute and identify yourself.
Hi, I'm Francis. I'm Francis Smith.
Position 22. All right, Ms. Smith, you were accused of DUI, aggressive driving, and possession of an open alcohol container. Who is your attorney?
I'm trying to get a public defender.
Right. Please send your name, your email, phone number, current address to Mr. Frank Gaither. Again, name, email, phone number, and current mailing address to Frank Gaither. Okay?
All right, don't hang up.
No, you cannot leave until you communicated with them. If you leave, I have to issue a bench warrant.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
Pick your screen.
Make an announcement on behalf of Ms. Parker since she has the input with.
Yeah, I think I just signed something for Miss Parker. May I see?
It was signed on the 18th, Judge. That's what Ms. Anderson came up with.
Oh, okay. Both cases have been null pros.
Yes.
Advising.
Yeah, that's all right.
Here you go.
I don't want to tell her to go into you.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you. All right. Have a gentleman by the name of Gerald A14. I'm not sure who it is. If you could unmute and please identify yourself. Looks like the gentleman is sitting in a hospital.
Yes, he is. He's an empty.
All right, I can't hear you, sir. You have to unmute.
You know, I've got to do this first.
I don't know what you're using, an iPad or a phone or a computer, but there's a feature on the Zoom where you can unmute. It's like a microphone with a red line on it. You need to click on it so the red line disappears. All right, while we're waiting for Gerald to respond, is there anyone else? I see a Mertens iPhone, MERTEENS. Please start your video and unmute. I have no idea who you are.
Yes, ma'am. My apology. Actually, I did just receive notification that we were excused from today's hearing due to the case being dismissed, and it is for the state of Georgia versus Royce Hall.
Yes, that's been dismissed, so you're free to go. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, and hopefully you have a phenomenal rest of the day.
You too. Thank you. Is there anyone else, an attorney or a defendant whose name I have not called? Mr. Gerald, I can hear you now.
Can you hear me?
Sir.
Okay. I don't know what I did something.
Well, it worked. So what's your name? And you can take your hand, you can take your hand away from the phone.
Okay.
Your left hand, remove your left hand.
Okay.
What's your full name?
Gerald Andre Clark.
Okay. Mr. Clark, do you have a TV on in that room?
Do I have? I don't know what I did.
Do you have a television on in the room?
Yes, ma'am. I'm in a hospital.
Can you switch the television off or lower the volume?
Okay, Mr. Simmons. Can you turn your TV down, please?
Okay. Mr. Clark, do you have an attorney, sir?
No, I don't.
Okay, just 1 second, please. Ms. Reiser, is there a status that the state has on this particular matter?
Yes, I see the offer that Ms. Sarita had given on this case. Give me 1 second. I may be able to resolve this today.
many movements, there's a lot of noise.
Pardon me, I'm trying to put my picture, I can't see it.
Okay.
Can you?
We can hear you, we can see you. So
What I need to do?
just give me a moment. I'm just trying to see what the prosecutor wants to do, and then we'll let you know. Just give us a moment.
Okay. Yeah, I was able to see me. I can't see them. I don't know what. I can't use my hands. I have no fillers in my hands. Yeah.
Judge stay on all process case.
Okay, Mr. Clark, the prosecutor is going to dismiss this case, so you're free to go, and you can stop the Zoom. Thank you.
Oh, well, okay. Well, thanks a million. Thank you.
All right, good luck and
So I'm good to go?
thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Your Honor, if I may, let me revisit. So I just sat back in my seat, well, then just sat back down, but I'm looking at James Dewberry. I will contact him. Francis Smith, I will contact Francis Smith. And Shanita Wertz says that she just wants to now just hire her own attorney. Ms. Wertz, are you still on Zoom?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so Mr. Gaither, you're going to speak to Mr. Dewberry. Who else?
I'm getting ready to give Mr. James Dewberry a call, and I'm getting ready to give Francis Smith a call. And Ms. Shanita Wertz reached out and says that she just wants to get her own attorney.
Okay. And Mr. Korn, who are you communicating with?
I'm communicating with Ms. Claiborne, who does qualify for the service, and we will represent her. I would ask that her case be reset for another date so that I can file an entry and get the case rolling.
Okay, and who else are you going to be communicating with?
And that's yours.
Yes, I'm also communicating with Malcolm Williams, and I've sent him an application, and he is filling out and will get back to me shortly. Yeah, that's gonna be mine.
Okay.
All right, for position number 3, Davida Claiborne is going to be represented by Lawrence Korn. And I'm going to Miss Claiborne, I'm going to reset your case for a final plea matter on July 6th at 9 a.m. and you had to appear in person. All right, your attorney is Mr. Larry Korn, so please make sure that you keep in touch with him. All right, anything else to communicate with Mr. Claiborne? Mr. Korn?
No, Your Honor, I look forward, just want to make sure I have your contact information. Yeah, we're good.
You good?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, thank you, Miss, I think she's already left.
Yeah.
Oh. All right, you might want to write it down because when the Zoom closes, then.
I haven't. She didn't tell me application. I just want to make sure it was on there.
Okay. All right. Okay, so, and Miss, what about Mr. Malcolm Williams? You're waiting for his application, right?
Yes.
And what about Mr. Lytle? Position 15.
I think that was that's one, wasn't it? Oh no, he's here. That's right. I guess I need to speak with him too.
All right, so Mr. Korn, you'll speak to Mr. Lytle. Okay. All right, this works.
I'm gonna look up your case real quick.
What would you like to do?
I would like to know how do I get details on the case. Like I say, only thing I remember is the fender bender with no injuries from 9 years ago. I don't remember pleading not guilty. I know I went to jail for this. I know I was arrested.
Paper?
Say it again.
All right. Your case number is 17 CR 0000212C.
Yes, ma'am, I see that on the paper.
The incident date is January 28, 2015.
The incident happened January 8, 2015.
January 28, 2015.
Oh, I don't, okay,
The case was accused, that means formally charged, on January 5th, 2017.
okay, and what are the charges?
Hit and run, failure of the driver to stop or return to the scene of the accident.
How did they catch me? If I left it? Huh?
Hit and run.
Right, you said that how did they catch me if I ran and I didn't return to the scene?
That's something that you will determine when you review the documents.
How did I get caught?
Oh, wow.
When was I arrested?
Just 1 second. Okay. Mr. Glanville, could you please just allow me to share screen rights, please? So, Ms. Wertz, I've given you the case number.
Yes, ma'am.
You can come down to the clerk's office at 160 Prior Street
Yes, ma'am.
on the first floor, J150. That's the suite number.
Okay,
And with that case number, you can ask for a copy of the documents that are filed in the case.
okay.
And in the meantime, see if I have it over there.
Thank you.
This is what I have right now. Where this is the unofficial report by the police department, Fulton County Police Department, where it indicates that after the alleged collision, the officer made contact with a Miss Wertz. In the process of detaining Miss Wertz, she made the unsolicited statement that she left the location because she didn't want the vehicle to be impounded because she does not have a valid license. Miss Wertz was taken into custody and placed in the rear of my patrol vehicle. The victim confirmed that Miss Wertz was the driver of the vehicle. She was taken into custody for leaving the scene of the accident under Georgia law 40-6-270, transported to the Fulton County Jail. An electronic warrant was secured for Miss Wertz's arrest. Electronic warrant number EW-0136375. That's how they caught you.
Because I returned to the scene. Okay, thank you. I remember that now. I just wanted to make sure because that's where I returned. I actually, yeah, I remember that. I took I had someone in the car and I took my daughter was in the car and I took her to school.
I specifically tell people in the beginning of my proceeding that you have a right to remain silent. Anything you choose to say during the course of these proceedings, your statements will be used against you. Since you have chosen to waive your right to counsel or you're waiting to hire an attorney, I would not recommend making any more statements because we have prosecutor with very keen hearing who will take anything you say and use that against you.
That's fantastic.
I'm fine, thank you.
Your case is going to be reset for a final plea calendar on July 6th at 9 a.m. in courtroom G33.
Yep.
I would highly recommend that you visit the clerk's office within the next 7 days to get all the documents so that you can also share that documents with your attorney, whom you would have hired very, very soon, so that both you and your attorney are ready to deal with this case in person, not Zoom, but in person. Even though you get a Zoom link, you are now under instruction to appear by Zoom, appear in person. Do you understand?
Yep.
All right. So the final plea calendar at 9 a.m. in courtroom G33. Do you have any other questions, Ms. Words?
Oh, man.
All right, you're free to go. Thank you. Mr. Vaughn, anything to report?
I'm still waiting on Mr. Williams. I can download Google Docs to be able to edit the PDF. So.
All right, Mr. Gaither, any
Yes, Judge. But let's start with position 15, Ralph Little. Lytle, I'm sorry.
All right.
Since he's here in court.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I will represent Mr. Lytle. Well, of course, because he was already our client, but I'm gonna need to further notice this to the next date, to the final plea calendar, Judge, just so I can get into it, at least find the file. You know, if I can't find the file, I know how to download it from Odyssey. But let me just ask a question. Is there a video in the case? And if so, can someone add me to it so I can obtain it?
What position?
Position 15. And I do not say that as to saying that a video was not provided. I'm just saying I need to add to the link.
Let me look it up really quick.
Sure.
Don't see any discovery uploaded, so maybe it should be uploaded. The link to evidence.com with this video. Mr. Lytle, I just want to make sure, I noticed in your history of your case, we always have a problem with notices. Is Roswell Road, Marietta, your current address? No? All right. Before you leave this building today, well, first of all, you should give your attorney your current mailing address. And then after you do that, you need to go up to the first floor and update it with the court, okay? Just that we don't have any more snafus. All right.
I'll have to check.
We're waiting on that. Mr. Gaither, any information on Mr. Dewberry or Ms. Smith? I see she just joined back.
Yes, but the announcement will be the same for Mr. Dewberry and Ms. Smith. Mr. Dewberry, I spoke with the prosecution and I will get the state's offer in writing, but it's not the offer that you're expecting today. So we need to further notice this case to the final plea calendar. And Ms. Frances Smith, I will represent her as well. And of course, that's due to the nature of those charges. I just need to get into the case. If there's a video, I would like to be added to the evidence.com to Axum so I can access it.
Mr. Malcolm Williams, your attorney is Mr. Frank Gaither.
Oh, no, that's fine.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry, Dewberry.
Come on, Mr. Williams' case. Sorry about that. Mr. James Dewberry.
Yes, Your Honor.
Your attorney is Frank Gaither. The next court date is going to be July 6th at 9 a.m. in courtroom G33. You would have to appear in person in the courtroom, at which time hopefully your attorney would have already spoken to you before then to see how you would like to resolve the case. And then all the paperwork should be ready and to move forward with the case on July 6th.
So you said July 6th at what time, Your Honor?
9 a.m.
9 a.m.
in courtroom G33 at 160 Prior Street.
Okay.
All right?
Okay, yes. Thank
What's your
you.
attorney's name?
Frank Gaither, yes.
Right, and I have your information. I'll reach out to you, Mr.
Okay.
Dewberry. Okay.
All right, see you soon. Thank you.
Your Honor, let me revisit position 15, Ralph Lytle. He just informed me that he has a conflict where he has to appear in court on a child support, even though it's a civil matter, but he still has to appear in court on that same day for July 6th.
What time?
What time do you have to be there?
I'm not sure.
If I know I'll be there early, for sure.
All right. Well, you need to show up for this court as soon as you're done with that one.
And that's what I was gonna ask. Can we just hold the case for his report? Okay.
So you need to communicate with Mr. Gaither when and where is this next court appearance, so that you and Mr. Gaither can talk about whether you need to be here first or whether you should be there first. Right? It's gonna be a long calendar, so Mr. Gaither will hold for your report, but you need to appear as soon as you're done with that one.
Judge, I'm gonna, excuse myself, and get on the phone and speak with Mr. Williams and
Excellent.
talk him through this.
And then my other case judge was 21, Francis Smith.
Mhm. And no, it's not 21, it's 22, okay. And Ms. Smith?
Yes, ma'am.
Attorney is Mr. Frank Gaither. Your next court date is July 6th at 9 a.m. in courtroom G33. You'll need to appear in person. Prior to that date, hopefully you'll have spoken to your attorney to see if y'all can resolve the matter. That way, all the paperwork will be ready by July 6th at 9 a.m.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
All right. If you change your address or phone number, let us know, the clerk's office know, and then let your attorney know, all at the same time.
All right, will do.
Thank you. You're free to go.
Excuse me, Your Honor, may I be dismissed?
Mr. Dewberry, yes. Did you have any other questions for Mr. Dewberry?
I did not.
All right, so Mr. Dewberry, you're free to go. Thank you.
Thank you. You have a good day.
I think that took care of all your cases, am I correct?
It did, Judge.
Okay, so we're still waiting on Mr. Porn's cases, so Mr. Lytle, did you have anything else to discuss?
Where do we take this?
Is that the change of address form?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so you can just give it to Ms. Bolton and then you're free to go. Thank you. Mr. Gaither, do you want to just go over the calendars?
Yeah, that's all I'm thinking around for, Judge.
Position number 1, Abdul Sabur is represented by Michael Johnson. Reset final plea, July 6th at 9 a.m. in person. Position 2 was null cross. Position 3 represented by Mr. Larry Thorne. Reset July 6th at 9 a.m. in person for final plea. Position 4, Daniel Ezra. Daniel Ezra.
State would request a bench warrant.
Right, granted. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Total bond is $1,500, surety bond at $250 per charge. Position 5, Robin Davis with null cross. Position 6, Dewberry represented with by Mr. Frank Gaither, reset final plea July 6th at 9 a.m. Position 7, Tara Downey, or is it Donner? Tara Downey.
State would request a bench warrant.
Granted, bond is set at 1,500, 1,000 on DUI, 500 on improper backing. It's a surety bond. All right, Ms. Downer failed to appear on November 16, 2021, and failed to appear on February 17, 2022. So we'll further notice this case pending the bench warrant. Position A, Shane Finch is represented by Ms. Kimball. Reset to July 6, 9 a.m. final plea calendar. We may entertain an absentia plea. Position 9, Brenda Franklin.
State would request bench warrant.
This will be her second bench warrant. Bond set at $750, surety bond. Position 10, Hall is null cross. Position 11, Angelo Harris.
State would request a bench warrant.
Will be a second bench warrant. The last one was voided on February 24th, 2023. Our bond set at 500 surety. Position 12, Jenkins is reset final plea July 6 at 9 a.m. represented by Catrice Helen. Position 13, Lambert is null cross. Position 14, Rashad Langford as a bench warrant with a $1,000 surety bond of 500 on each count. Position 16, Lytle is reset July 6, 9 a.m. for a final plea represented by Frank Gaither. Position 16, Malone, case management orders issued and further notice for jury trial represented by attorney Larry Horn. Position 17, Modi is reset to August 2023. Not sure of the date, but per Judge Morrow. Position 18, Anna Marguerite Montague. Sounds like a name from a Shakespeare play. Anna Marguerite Montague.
State would request a bench warrant.
Right. Bond is set at 1,500 surety. 500 on each count. She's got a second case. That one's going to be a $750 surety bond. Position 19. Position 20 is null cross, along with the companion case 20 CR 063152Y. That's also null cross. Yes.
Which case, Judge?
Position 20, Destiny Parker.
Oh,
That's not.
I actually wasn't on the calendar.
Yeah, that one wasn't on the calendar, Judge.
Second case, but I thought I saw a second null cross.
Yeah, Ms. Parker had two cases. Both of those are null cross, but they weren't on this calendar.
One of them was on this calendar, right?
No.
Just kind of showed up.
Yes, it is.
Oh.
Position 20 is on the calendar.
That's Tamara Robinson.
Tamara Robinson.
That's Ms. Johnson's case.
Okay, on my
So
calendar.
maybe it's two different calendars because position 20 is.
Ms. Parker was probably added after the bench withdrawal was said.
But in the scheme of things, both matters were null cross, and that's the important thing that I want to convey to everyone.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
we good, Mr. Corn?
Yeah, I'm by me. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, we're good, Judge.
That's a null cross, okay. Position 21, Tamara Robinson, that is reset on the motions calendar for July 20th at 9 a.m. in person. Contemporaneously, the case is also further noticed for a jury trial and a case management order issued. Position 22, Francis Smith, represented by Mr. Gaither, reset for a final plea July 6th at G33 in person. Position 23, DeAndre Tanks. Ever popular lane drag, DeAndre Tanks.
State would request a bench warrant.
Okay. Bench warrant set at 1,000 is a surety bond. Position 24, Michael Turner is represented by Childress, reset to July 6th at 9 a.m. July 6th, yes. Position 25, Shanita Wertz is reset July 6th. She needs to retain her counsel, private attorney, and reset to July 6th at 9 a.m. G33 in person. And position 26, Williams is.
That is the case. That's gonna be my case, Judge. He does qualify for a search, but that's for research so that I can find the paperwork.
Okay, so Williams is reset to July 6th, 9 a.m. In person. Yes. So represented by Mr. Horn. Is there anyone on the Zoom whose case are not addressed? Okay, Mr. Malcolm Williams, you're still on the Zoom. Do you have a question?
No, Judge, I don't.
Okay, keep in touch with your attorney. We'll see you on July 6th in person.
Okay, thank you.
All right, folks, no other questions in court, so we are adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.